So I was recently talking with a good friend of mine about bus compression, and she suggested the product that is in this box. And the more I read about it, the more curious I became. So I was like, hey, being curious about gear is kind of my job on YouTube. So let's email them. And the company that makes the thing that's in this box was super generous, because they immediately responded with like, okay, we've got stock, we'll send you a unit. This is of course a test unit, which will be shipped back to them after this review. Unless I want to buy it, then I will buy it. But I will buy it. Anyway, let's open up this box. And in this box is another box. A box in a box. If I would have known that before, I would have started with the box that's in the box. WesAudio is actually a company I've seen a lot of their equipment, just like in photos and stuff on Instagram. Never realized it was WesAudio. I've actually been aware of the company since a few months actually. I actually was in a studio where somebody showed me the equipment and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Because what they do is basically they make analog devices. I haven't really dug into how good that they sound, because that's really important. But one of the features is that it's remote controllable. So controllable via a plugin. And the benefit of something like that is that if you use that on your mix bus or your master bus, which is kind of the same. Oh, no. In the box is another box. I'm done. What I wanted to tell is that, you know, the benefit of having a plugin that you can couple to your equipment, such as the Taylor Creme. If you have it on your mix bus and then you open a new session, you don't have to do the recall by hand. It will automatically switch to the position it was in when you saved the session. Most of the analog gear I use it on individual channels and I just print the audio. But for a mix, whenever you need to do mix revisions and stuff, it can be a real time saver to have a plugin coupled to that. And maybe it isn't really the time saving thing, because I can recall my mastering chain in 2 minutes or something, and I can save it in 2 minutes as well. I take pictures of it, but maybe it's more of an energy saver. So it costs less energy, of course, when you can open a session and immediately dive into it. Can't get the box out of the box that was in a box. It's really stuck. I hope they did package it. I'll just open the box that was in the box. In the box. Is this a joke? In the box, in the box, in the box. So, are they referring to mixing in the box? Let's see what's in here. Finally. We're getting to some business now. Analog sound, digital recall. You know, it sounds really easy doing something like that. Like you just make a remote controlled analog device. But like if you take a circuit from like a glue compressor, SSL compressor, a typical bus compressor, they're using certain potentiometers, and the characteristics of a digital replacement of such a potentiometer is different. So it's not as easy as it sounds, and things like this, they are worth a lot from a workflow perspective, but again, they have to sound good in order to be really worth something. And that is just something that I'm a bit curious about. I don't know the correct English word. I'm doubting something like that, because the emphasis is really on the whole digital recall thing. Let me get this out of here. Ooh. Careful. I don't want to damage it. So we got the compressor, and in the box as well is this stuff that doesn't really work well for sound isolation, but is very good for transporting equipment, and a standard power cable, which I always like if a piece of equipment has a standard power cable. And it's weird that I gotta say this, but some equipment doesn't. Like, people think that I'm a Lewis shill. But that's not the case. I just like their microphones and they sound good on my voice. Because this is a power supply from Lewitt. This is an example of a shitty power connector. Because they use like the every piece of equipment in the studio is powered through such a cable. I think in the US they have the same connector on this side. On this side it will be a different one. But it's a universal connector. They are super abundant in a lot of studios. We actually have in our storage, we have a huge box with all these type of cables. We never run short of these cables. They are in every corner. You can quickly grab this type of cable. And then all of a sudden you're getting a power supply that uses a non-standard connector, of which there are only a few of them in the building. Annoys me so much. Anyway, the other cable that's in here is a USB cable. Looking at this, it's just USB 2, the old USB standard, which I think is logical. There's no audio going through this as far as I know. It's just control signals, and you know, with USB 2, you're super compatible, so that's really great. And as far as I know, the control signal... Oh. Whoa! Oh, oops. I think that's a good start. One of the knobs already fell off. Oh, no. Yep. I broke it already. And I don't think I did break it. I think I can just put it back on. Is this the messiest unboxing video you've ever seen? Probably. Why didn't I do this on a live stream? Because I could make it less messy that way. Because I can edit out all the messy stuff. There you go. I think I repaired it now. No, I didn't. I think this is definitely not the experience they want to show, but it is the reality. Alright, about that remote control. As far as I know, but I'm going to test this whole thing out in a different video after a few months, because I really want to go into that. You can also remote control it over Ethernet. And that is like something that I really appreciate, because oftentimes products like these are made either for home studios where the computer is pretty close to the unit that you're using and there isn't like a huge infrastructure in the studio, or such a product is made for big pro studios where they have Ethernet everywhere. I have Ethernet all over the place here as well. In every rack I have a few Ethernet cables. So for a studio like me, where I want to put it maybe a bit further away, definitely when it has a plug-in, it's easier to handle for me that way, because a long USB cable comes with its own challenges and Ethernet is a very open standard. However, for a home studio, Ethernet is quite shit, because, you know, they have to set up a switch and IP addresses, whatever. Let's look at the front of this thing quickly. So again, it has knobs that aren't supposed to fall off, and this is basically a software control interface, which then controls the analog hardware in the back. One of the downsides that I already see in here is that you have to look at it. You have to look at the lights if you want to know the position, of course. I usually don't look at the equipment. I can really feel like I know where all my knobs and buttons are, so I like to feel it. So I'm really curious to see if I would notice a difference between this having lights on it. Actually, already really promising. It just has to sound good now. Okay. Alright, so I've got it connected on audio and power, not on USB yet. I'm going to try it out on USB and later on do the Ethernet. But first I just want to check out if this thing actually works and if it actually powers on. Because I mean, a knob fell off. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow, that was a disco. Oh, nice. Okay. Can you all see this? I'll do it on this side, look. Should I do a close-up cam? Should I just grab a second camera to just close up what is going on? You can see here the visual feedback on the knobs, and you can also see that they're both, like it's linked now, so that's really cool. Oh look, it's touch sensitive as well, look. So it knows when you touch it. Okay, let's just run some audio through it. Backing off of the compression, that would of course mean that our transformer that we're driving, because it has iron, is doing less. Oh no, it's doing more. Yeah, backing off the compression, so we've got more. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Definitely something. Definitely something to tame. Like it's a compressor to really dig a bit deeper into. But that's of course all for the review video. Compressors like this are like a house of cards. So every card has to be positioned correctly. And that's something you really have to learn kind of to really master such a compressor, because everything interacts with each other. Yeah, that's going to take more time than I have today for this first look. But what I now quickly want to do is just check how that whole software part of the story works. For that I actually need to install the software. So let's see if I can, if my monkey brain is capable of doing that. Yes. Okay, so I want to try one more track. Ah, yes. So this is cool where, like, if there's no auto gain linking or something, you can do it like this. So I'm testing extremes here because that's how I always like to work. I first want to really see where the limits of a device are before I'm going to use it more carefully on a mix bus. That's all going to be for the review. So yeah, that's it for this first look unboxing video. The disclosure is pretty simple. I wanted to review this unit and I asked Wes if they could provide me with a unit. They could, so they sent me a unit. And there isn't any other deal going on or whatsoever. As said in the beginning of this video, if I like this compressor, it could be that I'm going to buy it outright or later on. Because this thing is 3,500 euros, I think. Which is not something that I just have laying around to buy a compressor from. So chances are big that this is just going to be returned to Wes after I've made my content about it. I'm going to put a direct link to WesAudio in the description down below. No affiliate stuff or whatsoever. But keep in mind that I do have a few general affiliate links. Thomann and Sweetwater and Plugin Boutique. And if you want to buy your software or hardware through my affiliate link, that would be highly appreciated because you're really helping the channel a lot that way without it costing you anything extra. I mean, you're paying the same thing for your gear. The links will also be in the description down below. Another way to support the channel is by becoming a channel member. You can press the join button underneath this video unless you're on a iPhone. I'm a big Apple fan, but not when it comes to their App Store policies that prohibit YouTube to incorporate subscriptions and stuff in the app. Anyway, if you're on an iPhone, you have to go to the website, and on the website you can join the channel, you can become a channel member, and after that you get access to exclusive content, early access to content, and you can view that content on an iPhone. It's so weird. It's just the sign up button that doesn't work. Anyway, I'll link a playlist of that content over here. And if you want to support me by just watching more videos, I'll link an interesting video over here. If you don't want to support me, then you know what to do. Press the dislike button, unsubscribe, and we never have to see each other again. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep pushing, and bye bye.